Hey DPReview viewers, welcome back to another episode of the DPReview TV. Today we've got this mighty lens from Nikon, and the reason we're walking around in the Seattle rainforest, or how we call it, an urban park, is because we're hunting for that most elusive of urban creatures, the mighty mallard. And if we had time, we might even look for some of our Canadian geese for our Canadian friends. See you later, eh? We're back here in Green Lake in Seattle. It's an urban park, which explains the music you might overhear. Between ducks, the rain, and the disco, we are going to examine this lens today. This is the Nikkor Z600 F6.3 S. It is a PF lens, and if you don't know what that means, don't worry, we're going to get into that later in this video. For now, what you need to know is that it basically means this lens is shorter and lighter than other telephoto lenses. It's kind of impressive to see a 600 that's only this long and this light. And we're actually pretty excited to see how it performs out in the wilderness, or our version of the wilderness. Let's go on before the chorus kicks in. So in profile, you might look at this lens and you might think, well, that's probably a 200 possibly. But because it's a PF lens, that makes it lighter, but also able to be shorter. So this is actually a 600 and very light. Just from one point, it's very balanced as well.
The Nikkor Z600mm F6.3 VR S is a super telephoto prime that cuts down on weight and size by using Fresnel lenses, which allow the lens to use less glass in its elements. This is what allows us to have a 278mm long and 1390 gram heavy lens at this focal length. Now that's awfully light, making it possible to handhold the lens without wearing out your shoulder or back while on the sidelines for sports, in the mountains for wildlife, or for those times that you want to travel without a tripod or monopod. And when I say this is light, I mean it's really light. I feel like if I wanted to, I could toss this lens around like a ball from hand to hand. I'd showed you what I mean, but our Nikon rep was keeping a close eye on us. The use of Fresnel elements has helped to make the lens lighter as well as cheaper for consumers, in part due to Nikon needing less material for the elements, and in part due to the lighter elements, which allows Nikon to use more cost-effective stepper motors to drive autofocus. The only major trade-off from Fresnel elements is often chromatic aberration, where different wavelengths of light fail to hit the same point of focus. Nikon says it's dealt with that by adding an SR element to help correct the longitudinal axial chromatic aberration.
All right, just gotta make sure there's no poop here because all those geese and ducks we were hunting today might want some revenge after what I put them through. So there we have it. That's the 600 f6.3 lens, and it is quite light and short in distance, which makes it very portable and ideal for travel and wildlife.
To learn more about this lens or to see some of the images we made today, hop on over to DPReview.com. While there, check out the forum and see what other Nikon users think of this lens. As for me,
having spent a few hours with it, I'm a little impressed. I wasn't expecting to like it as much as I did. Now this is a pre-production model, so we have to say that with an asterisk. But for now, the geese, the ducks, and me, we say goodbye, DPReview viewers, and we'll see you next time.